Hello everybody, my name is Aud and welcome back to the Aud Narrations channel. Today we're going to be reading a story about a woman whose partner is close friends with his much younger female coworker, and it makes them uncomfortable, yet he doesn't care. So, let's get started. My partner and I are in our mid-30s and have been together for nearly 4 years. During said break, he went on a weekend work retreat in the mountains and connected with an old coworker while there. She's 25. Side note, he lied to me and said that she's 28 when I said she is much younger than him, at which point I said she clearly says she's 25 in her Instagram bio. He had no response to that, which further fuels my distrust. Yeah, I think that's a little bit sus. That's a little bit sus right off the bat. So, when we got back together shortly after that, it became quite the pain point for me that they had decided to buy tickets to see a show together on this retreat, and he fully intended to still go to this with her. Obviously, I understand men can have female friends. However, I have my doubts that their friendship was entirely platonic at that stage, but my partner swears it always has been. She's also nearly 10 years younger than him, which I find to be very inappropriate. But he goes to the show with her, has dinner with her beforehand, despite my many conversations/arguments about it, making me feel weird. This was a couple years ago now, and since then we've moved in together. Fast forward to today. I see her name pop up very frequently in his texts while he's showing me something on his phone. Her name is always at the top of the recent Teams messages. We both work from home. The full nature of their relationship remains a mystery to me, as he becomes highly defensive when I ask if they hang out at work, go to lunch together, what they text about, etc. He doesn't share anything with me, and just says I should trust him, and that's that. That sounds a little sus, OP. It sounds a little sus. It sounds like he's trying to hide something, gaslight you into not investigating. If there was truly nothing going on, you'd think he would kind of prove that, evidence it. But, I have my doubts. Tonight when I saw her name pop up on his phone at 10 p.m, I lost it. I said I'm tired of him disrespecting my feelings on this matter, and that he clearly values her more than me, and I'll never be comfortable with this. He basically said he doesn't like ultimatums, and I told him I already know he's choosing her, which he didn't argue with. Instead, he shut down, rolled over, and went to bed. We'll likely not speak for days while he hopes I just get over it, like the many other times, and we go back to normal until it comes up again. Am I being irrational? If so, how can we move forward? OP, it doesn't sound like you're being irrational at all. It sounds very justified. If you've made it clear it makes you uncomfortable, it's kind of on him to either fix that, and if he doesn't, it's then on you to ditch his ass. TLDR, my partner is close friends with his much younger female coworker, but refuses to talk to me about the nature of their relationship and ignores my feelings when I tell him it makes me feel uncomfortable. Sounds like a piece of work. Let's have a look at the comments. Someone's commented, my ex had a friend/coworker like this. He'd go out to lunch with her, spend 12 hours alone with her at work, was meeting with her privately in her office, buy and bring her coffee, etc. I told him how it was making me uncomfortable. He talked badly about her and never told me any of this. I had to find out through texts he tried to delete and hide from me. Oh dear. How I needed there to be clear boundaries in place. Since he told me previously she had come on to him, he ignored that and continued his behavior. So I left. They continue saying, that's all you can do. You can't control what he does, but you can control what you do. You're not a bad person or a bad partner for feeling uncomfortable. But if you stay just to try to control his behavior, that's not how love works. Someone's replied to this saying, they do say if your man is constantly talking down on a woman and bringing her up, that he actually likes her. I think I would agree with that, for the most part. It's like they're trying to make up for the fact that they secretly do like her, but they know they shouldn't, basically. Someone's replied to that saying, yep, there were just too many red flags popping up. I never got confirmation that he was cheating, and he swears to this day that he never did. Could be true, but it doesn't change the fact that I was incredibly uncomfortable, and he did nothing to alleviate the insecurity his behavior was causing. All you can do at that point is throw up your hands and be done with it. Without trust, there can be no love and all that. Completely agree. Someone else has left a comment saying, he's an adult with the free will to choose whether or not he will engage in this kind of behavior. He's made his choice. You have neither the right nor the power to change his choice. But you are an adult with the free will to choose whether or not you will be with someone who engages in this behavior. Stop trying to make your plans for the future based on the idea of, what if I can get him to stop doing something I don't like? And start making plans for your future based on the, he is who he is, and is going to do what he wants to do. Then make your choice. Someone's replied to that saying, you can't stay with someone based on possibility and potential. He could be the greatest partner, but the fact he's not respecting you in this situation says a lot. I completely agree, especially if you've talked to him about it before and he hasn't just fixed it. That means there's something going on. There's a reason he doesn't want to fix it. Someone else has commented saying, it sounds like your trust never recovered from the original incident. That was years ago, and you keep trying to push him to change and respect your feelings on the situation. He has shown that that won't be the case. Now, is he actually emotionally or physically cheating? No idea. But the nature of the relationship makes you uncomfortable, and he refuses to address it like an adult. Honey, it's been years. He hasn't earned your trust back and won't. I hate jumping on the dump him bandwagon, but this is a clear case that he isn't going to change this behavior, and it's disrespectful to not have a real discussion with you about it. 100%, 100%. Hiding it and just being like, you should trust me. It's just not on. Someone else has left a comment saying, you don't trust your partner, and he hasn't exactly given you anything to set your mind at ease. He doesn't care that it makes you uncomfortable. He's just being passive about it. Technically, if they are actually friends, her being 8 years younger doesn't matter much. They're both adults, and there isn't anything inappropriate about it. However, you aren't okay with this friendship, and he has shown you that nothing is going to change. Right now, you have to decide what you're willing to put up with. Moving in with him was a bad choice, but you actually need to take action and decide what you're going to do. Someone replied to this saying, this OP, it's way more concerning that he hasn't stopped. That's disrespectful as fuck on his end. My husband has a female friend, not 10 years younger than him, who he is semi-close to. But I look in his eyes and I know he loves me and only me, and that he's just good friends with other girls because he's a kind person at heart. I don't even ask for his phone. Can you say the same? It sounds like you don't trust him at all. Either leave him, talk to him, or suck it up and leave your insecurities with a therapist. Actually, I just recommend therapy in general for OP. I think that's fair enough. Therapy can't hurt, I guess. Someone replies to that saying, if it's a harmless friendship, then his disrespectful behavior is clearly no worse than her controlling behavior. Where do you draw the line on who your partner talks to and how often and when? How many is 2 conversations? Is it because the other person is a woman? Do bisexual people not to get to talk to anyone then? Is it the age gap? Are we to have a half your age plus 7 rule for friendships? We absolutely should not normalize romantic partners being able to demand their significant others isolate themselves from support structures. Either you trust your partner or you don't. If you don't, end it. The age, gender, / whatever of the person your partner is speaking to doesn't enter into it. Someone replies to this saying, I'm very supportive of opposite gender friendships, or the gender you're attracted to friendships, in relationships. I hate when people say they're a red flag. I've been cheated on, but it hasn't changed my stance on this. My current partner is good friends with many women, and I've never been remotely suspicious of him. In fact, I think his friendships reflect well on him. I do things one-on-one with some of my male friends, and there has never been anything weird about it. They continue saying, I think the reason OP's situation feels a little fishy to me is his extreme reluctance to share any details with her. We're only getting one side of the story, so maybe she has unreasonable demands. But as it's written, it sounds like he shuts down any conversation about this friend. I used to work near one of my friends, and when I got home from work, I would tell my partner, John and I went out for lunch today. Not because my partner is controlling or suspicious, just because we talk about our lives. He will occasionally tell me, Jane texted me. She said, whatever. We don't hide our texts. We've met most of each other's friends, and we talk about our friends with each other and talk about each other with our friends. None of these things are like rules we've set up on purpose to feel they're suspicious, nor are they exclusive to our opposite gender friendships. We trust each other because we've always behaved in a way to build trust. If one of us was ever feeling insecure, we'd be happy to give each other a bit of extra reassurance, within reason, because that promotes respect so much more than saying, you should trust me implicitly, so as a punishment I will offer you nothing to calm your nerves because I owe you nothing. 100%, 100%. This is how you should be doing it, or how it should be done ideally. You know, there shouldn't have to be that, like, oh, I'm suspicious, so tell me everything, you know. In theory, if there was nothing going on, if it was all above board, that information would probably be offered up for free, just like this person says. They continue saying, we don't necessarily have enough info on OP's situation. She could be way over the top in levels of reassurance she needs, in which case it would make sense for her boyfriend to draw a line. But if she's being honest with us here, it sounds like he has always been weirdly private about this supposedly close friendship. I don't think asking for details about it is automatically controlling or isolating. 100%. Someone else has left a comment saying, I have a male friend 10 years older who I met when I was 23 and he was 33. We've been friends for years now and nothing has ever happened, and we're married to different people. Our spouses and kids have met and it's a true friendship. But something about your situation seems off to me. He doesn't seem to be trying to make you feel better about it, and he doesn't seem to respect your feelings or be making it a priority to make sure you feel comfortable. I have my doubts that this is an innocent friendship, and I wouldn't feel comfortable if I were you either. I completely agree. The behavior people have described in the comments here would be like the ideal way of doing it, where everything's above board. There are no secrets because there isn't a need for a secret. You know, you come home and you go, oh, da-da-da did this and this, and we da-da-da did this and this, and da-da-da texted me or whatever, right? Like, you kind of offer it up because it's interesting. It's like, oh, here's the weird thing that happened today. But kind of being sneaky about it does, like, arise suspicions. So, what do you think OP should do? What would you do in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comments. Alrighty. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.